think the gaming industry just sort of gave up. What do you guys think? Remember when every new MMO was meant to be the WoW killer? Whenever we would see a new announcement for a AAA massively multiplayer online RPG title, the entire world would go, "Oh shit! Here it is, boys! WoW's officially dead!" And the game would come out, people would abandon WoW for a month, they'd go play it, they get bored, usually because the game was boring as hell, and then they would come back to Azeroth. This was an ongoing cycle for years and years, and it seemed that at last, game companies finally got the message and they threw in the towel. Until Amazon arrived. What do you do when you have more money than God himself? Oh, I know. You just decide to attack the biggest MMO on the market. That's what you do. And with absolutely no experience in gaming whatsoever, just product delivery. That is the mind of Jeff Bezos, everybody. A man whose net worth will forever remind us that we are all mere specks of dust in this great multitude of this torture we call humanity. And he is making for us a new MMO called New World, which has been in development for over 3 years at this point. And if the game has been in development for that long, it better be pretty damn good. So let's take a look at it, shall we?
You know it's gonna be ass, right?
Shut up, little Nixxiom! But first, a word from our sponsor.
Are you someone with balls?
Yes.
Then you need Manscaped, the best company for taking proper care of your dibbly wibblies. Nobody appreciates that jungle that you've got growing down there, so do yourself a favor and trim it up and make it smell nice, because then you will finally get a girlfriend. Maybe.
Yay.
And if your balls were not happy enough, get 20% off of all your Manscaped purchases, as well as free shipping using the promo code NIXX20, NIX20 at manscaped.com, all of which is linked below down in the description. Isn't that convenient?
Yes.
So reject that barbarian that you have within and embrace the man that you really are. Your balls will thank you, guaranteed.
First of all, from what we know about this game so far, it's going to be set on an island called Eternum, which sounds like a word straight off the periodic table of elements. This island is full of monsters and other terrible things that we have to contend with, as well as some magical Gatorade or something called Azoth, which makes the drinker immortal. Or something. I mean, I don't know. Look, nobody gives a damn about the lore of some dumbass conquistador roleplay simulator, okay? We are on an island, all right? And there's magic and shit. And that's all we gotta know. Let's talk about the gameplay. There are no classes in this game from what I've read, as Jeff wants to go for more of a do whatever you want and be whoever you want kind of MMO. Now, these are my favorite kinds of MMORPGs. Going all the way back to Star Wars Galaxies, or even today with the Elder Scrolls Online. So color me interested. This is why I looked into this game to begin with. The game apparently will focus a lot on different weapon types, as well as crafting and trade skills. That's like the heavy thing of this game or something. And all of this will be attached to skill trees that will make your character more powerful. So I'm kind of getting this like Skyrim vibe, and I like it. And in regards to combat, there's no tab targeting, but rather some sort of action combat system where the player will use melee weapons, ranged weapons, as well as magic to slaughter their foes. Where does the Gatorade come in? I don't know. We'll figure that out. But apparently, this system of combat was inspired by Dark Souls, according to the developers. Dark Souls. Yeah.
Oh, great. Does that mean we're going to be dying and rolling everywhere in this new MMO?
I mean, maybe.
Oh, and I just got over the PTSD from Dark Souls 3. Damn you, Jeff!
Alright, so with combat out of the way, now New World gets a little complicated in terms of its design compared to other games, because we need to talk about companies and territories. Now, to my understanding, there are these things called companies, which seems to be just another fancy word for guild or faction. That's what I'm getting from this anyway. These companies can then control different territories of the island of Atreyu. where they can tax players, build or upgrade crafting structures, add to already existing structures like attaching cannons to walls for greater defense, paid for by the population of the zone, of course, that's you, and so on. But with great power comes great responsibility, and so whatever company controls a territory, they have to also defend it from rival companies that will seek to overthrow their rule.
That actually sounds pretty fucking badass.
Imagine for a moment there's this war taking place between Company A and Company B. Company B wants to invade A's land, so a time is set when their great battle will take place that random players, even those who are not a part of either company, they can take part in it. You log in, you behold towns under siege, castles burning, the smell of gunpowder fills your nose. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great in theory, but how well is the system gonna work? I don't know. For me personally, all I could think about was I can just imagine some dumb streamer with a beard making a guild with their viewers, taking over all the territories of a server, and then taxing the hell out of the entire population of the realm, branding them as the most evil, tyrannical dictator to ever grace the shores of the New World. Now, me personally, I would never do something like that, but someone might. So we've talked about PvP. What about PvE? Now here, I'm shocked to have read what I've read about the New World. There are no dungeons or raids in this game. In fact, really the only PvE comes from quests, open world events, world bosses, or just general group content that you can find across the island. Now this is a total break from formula, so I really need to get my hands on this game to fully understand how the PvE feels and how it's going to play out, and I think you guys can agree with that. Like many of you all, I too am a fan of PvE content, so the idea of no instanced PvE to consume, I don't know. Unless they've got some really amazing open world content, I feel like the game is probably going to come up short and feel a bit lacking, if that makes sense. Like there's going to be a piece missing. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and find out. We'll see. Let's see what Jeff Bezos has in store. Lastly, I think it's also important to note that Mr. Jeff chose to make the New World a buy-to-play game, where you get it off the shelf at Walmart, and that's it. There is no subscription fee. However, we do know that there will be an in-game cash shop. That is confirmed. But what you can buy on it, cosmetics, buy-to-win style crap, we don't know yet. Personally, a game having a cash shop doesn't really bother me too much, as long as it doesn't have a mandatory subscription fee attached to it, and two, if it's not pay to win in the slightest. If that's the case, we're okay, I guess. And Jeff, the guy's a fucking genius, so hopefully he can figure out the simple formula that we've all been trying to teach devs over the past multitude of years. Pay to win plus devs wasting their time creating bullshit for a cash shop instead of for the main game equals pissed off community and a dead game. So my final thoughts on the New World are this. It looks interesting, but there's just not really a ton of info out there despite the release date being so close. All right, there's an island and there are monsters and shit and there's a lot of crafting and exploration. That's great. That's fine. That's dandy. But how is the game going to feel? And is it going to be fun? I suppose we're going to have to wait for more info and more gameplay stuff because according to the internet, the game is meant to launch in May of this year exclusively for the PC.
Yeah, take that, you stupid console peasants.
Nixxiom, don't say that. What if there really was a dirty, disgusting, fat, nasty, homeless, virgin, loser, turd gobbling, penis sucking console player who watched our videos and who hadn't embraced the PC master race of gaming?
Then I'd call him a bitch.
Good. Guys, thank you all for watching the video. A big shout out to the supporters over on Patreon and right here on YouTube through the join feature. My name is Nixxiom. This was the New World, and we got a lot to look forward to. I will see you guys with my next project, and remember always, stay sexy.